Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport. I am currently in Tomahawk, Wisconsin. Tomahawk. I'm sure sooner or later they'll probably ban the name of this town as well, just like they did the Redskins. So, anyways, beautiful place out here in Wisconsin. Just sitting here at this Shell truck stop, and it's really a lot of place for parking for trucks, but I prefer them small like this. That's not what she said. So, um, but anyways, I was looking through my tablet, and I'm picking up in Tomahawk tomorrow, and I'm going over to Kent, Washington. So about I think it's south of Seattle. But anyways, I was sitting here and I'm having a beer, and I was just kind of reminiscing or whatever, and I grabbed my tablet, and you know how you do like the Verizon Cloud thing where you stores all your photos and videos and stuff like that on in your cloud or whatever, and I was kind of going through and I was reminiscing, and I'm gonna label this video. I gotta take a shirt. I'm all scruffy, but anyways, I got a tarp tomorrow, so I'll take a shirt on Wednesday. But I know it's too much. What is it? TMI? Too much information. But anyways, I just want to say, well, first I just shout out to Pastor Rick and my brother Dan and Mike O'Hara and Jason Gilbert, Stevie K, Mike, Josh, Janine. Is it Janine Mata? Anyways, just and anybody, Tim Monroe, all you guys, my baby girl, of course, my wife. I love you guys. I mean, my wife, my mom, of course, my wife. Anyways, I only had one beer too. Maybe it's affected me. I don't drink at all on the road. Well, I can't really say that now. I drink very seldom on the road. Anyways, it's been a long week, but anyways, so it's kind of going over the cloud, and I was reminiscing, and I came across some pictures and some video of when, and I'm going to label this video, I almost went to jail in a semi. And this is the story. So this was years ago, probably 2012 or 2013-ish. I was heading from, and I'll show you guys the pictures in the video, but I was on I-4. I picked up, I was pulling a step deck, and on the upper part of a step deck is only like 8 or 10 feet, depending on the type of step deck. But a company had booked the whole entire trailer to haul. It was a drive shaft for a huge machine for a recycling company. And you ever see those well, maybe if you have or haven't, but they got those in like the salvage yards. They have these big like arms and hands and these like grappling hooks that shred the cars, and then they compact it and they put them in these compactable cubes, and then they bring them over and they melt them down or whatever. But anyways, this drive shaft was huge. It was probably 10 foot long, and it sat in a metal cradle, and it was just really rounded. It had these two large round wheels, or large plates, and they had all these holes in it all the way around both sides. And they bolt to the motor and to the other part. Well, in this recyclable place, they run these things so hot that they bring them up from California up to Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I picked up the unit, and it only took up like 10 foot of the deck. And we booked another load with it called a partial, and it was a motor block going to St. Francis, Wisconsin. So anyways, I had done a 34-hour reset in Ontario, California, and I picked up the unit, and it was in the afternoon after I did my restart, and I started rolling. So it was in the summertime, and I was on I-40 going from California into Arizona, and I was heading eastbound. And back in the day, and it's still kind of rough now, but back in the day, the I-40, the interstate, going from California into Arizona was really, really rough. The roads are really super rough. And these trucks would just take a brutal beating on these roads because the roads were just they weren't maintained very well. So anyways, and it becomes important into the story. So, or into the truth, as I like to say. So anyways, it's dark now, and I was in a governed truck at the time, and if you don't know what governed means, it means you can only go so fast. Like, a lot of people get behind a semi, and I know people get kind of pissed off because they think that the semi driver is screwing around with them. Like, if say, for instance, you're in the right lane and you go to pass another truck, and the truck's just kind of sitting there slowly going, and people are like, why is this guy or girl doing it? You know, they're just trying to make me mad. No, it's only because their truck can only go so fast, and that's what a governed truck means. We don't have governed trucks. So, anyways, so it's dark, and I'm probably maybe 30 miles west of Flagstaff, Arizona, up in the mountains. And as I start passing this this FedEx truck, it has double trailers, they're called doubles. And as I'm passing this FedEx truck, he's in the right lane, I'm in the left lane, or they call it the hammer lane. And I'm passing him slowly, and as I put my turn signal on and start coming back over to the right-hand lane, the whole truck literally just shakes. And boom, it like a huge noise, and I thought I had like a blowout. So I put my hazards on and I coast over to the right-hand lane. Well, as I'm coasting over, I look in my mirrors, and it's dark now. I can't really see what's going on, but I can see the FedEx truck behind me. He has his four-ways on, and he's coasting over next to me, or behind me. And as I get out of the truck, I grab my flashlight, and I jump out of the truck, and I look at the rear of the rear axles on the semi, or on the tractor, as we call it. And I see my battery box is completely sheared off. And I'm like, what the hell? I obviously had hit something in the road. Well, as this all happened within like 30 seconds. As I see my battery box is completely sheared off, I look up and I see there's a big dent in this new trailer that I was pulling. Anyways, as I'm looking at this and I can see FedEx behind me with his four-ways on, I hear this boom, and this semi. Now, if you've ever been out west, they have large, like super wide medians, probably 50 foot, 60 foot wide, and it's all grass typically. I see this truck hit something in the road, and he locks up his brakes, and as he's locking up his brakes, he runs over the median, and his truck is now on fire. Literally on fire. Now, this is one of many, many truths that I have. I have seen so much stuff out here on the road. So anyways, he locks up his brakes. I assumed it was a he. I know it was a he because I have a video for it. He locks up his brakes. As he's locking up his brakes, his truck is going over the median, and it's on fire now. And he starts going almost into oncoming traffic that's traveling westbound because we're traveling eastbound. He's over the median, and the truck is completely on fire. And he stops literally on the other side of the road, perpendicular with traffic. So if the lane's going this way, he's now this way. And I'm like, oh my God. So I immediately grab my fire extinguisher. FedEx grabs his fire extinguisher. We run over there. Now, this thing is already on fire. Well, there happened to be a Arizona Highway Patrol officer that was already there. Like, he had already stopped by the time we're running across the median. He pulls out his fire extinguisher. The guy jumped out of the truck, him and his girlfriend, And the state trooper, the highway patrol officers, asked him, "Sir, do you have any ammunition in the truck? Because this thing is engulfed." So we run over there and try to extinguish. We use our fire extinguishers, and the state troopers or the highway patrol officers like, "Guys, it's just too far gone." So I'm videotaping now. After we're done extinguishing our fire extinguishers, they're done. They're only small. I'm videotaping the guy, and I'm like, because I had already jumped on the horn. As I'm running across the street, across the median, I'm calling 911, so I have my phone on me. And the highway patrol officer's like, "Hey guys, it's gone." So we're sitting there talking to the guy, and I'm videotaping, not knowing what's about to happen. So the highway patrol officer says, "All right, guys, thanks for your help, whatever the case is. You guys can go on your way." So it's probably 11 o'clock-ish at night, something like that. And I tell the officer, I said, "Well, I have damage to my truck." And the FedEx guy says, "I have damage to my truck as well." And so he says, "Okay, well, go take your trucks and go to the next off ramp, and I'll have a highway patrol officer come over there and give you accident reports." So we both drive off, go to the next off ramp, and we park. And we're waiting, and I see the highway patrol officer pull up behind me. Now FedEx is in front of me now when we get off the off ramp, and now we are now on the on ramp. So he's parked in front of me. Now we're waiting, and I see the highway patrol officer pull up behind me, so we both get out of our trucks. We walk over to the highway patrol officer. We have our flashlights, and he gives us our accident reports. And as we're walking back to our trucks to fill out the accident report, FedEx asks me, "Well, what happened to your truck?" So I show him with my flashlight. Yeah, sheared off the battery box and it dented the step deck, and I shined up my light on the load that was up on the upper part of the step deck, and I'm like, "Oh my God," I'm like, "this whole wheel on this thing is gone." And I'm like, it must have taken off. And I'm pretty new at this, right? The whole wheel, and when you see the size of this thing, you can't really get the gist of it. I mean, it's pretty large. So, and I have it secured like I'm supposed to with straps. Anyways, so I'm like, "Oh my God." Now it just appears, it dawns on me, or it's very apparent to me. I'm like, what the hell just happened? So I get in my truck and I'm filling out my accident report, and FedEx goes to his truck. Well, FedEx must have called the state troopers or the highway patrol and snitched on me and said it was my fault for this huge accident. So I don't know this. So I now am sitting there waiting, and I'm filling out. I'm kind of thinking what happened, and I'm writing down. And then one highway patrol officer pulls up, and then another, and then another. And there must have been 5 highway patrol officers next to my rig. And I get out, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on, driver?" There was this sergeant. He was a real jerk at first. So he tells me, he says, "Hey, driver, what happened?" Because he always calls drivers, like that. We don't have names. We're just called drivers. He says, "What happened here?" So I explained to him, I'm passing the FedEx truck, and I go to get in the right-hand lane, and I hit something, and then he hit something, and then the other truck hit whatever we hit. He's like, "No, that's not what happened." I said, "That's exactly what happened." He said, "Nope, that's not what happened." I said, "That's exactly what happened." He goes, "No, that's not what happened." I said, "Well, I can play this game all day long. It's exactly what happened." He looked at me, he goes, "You caused this accident." And I'm like, "What?" He says, "You didn't secure the load properly." I said, I did secure the load properly. And he's adamant I did not secure it. So now I'm after like 3 or 4 times of accusing me I didn't secure the load properly, I said, "The fuck I didn't." And he kind of kept back. He's like, "You want to go to jail today?" I'm like, "Not necessarily, but I'm telling you exactly what I did." So now they have a video camera out during this whole time. And another highway patrol officer, because he's a sergeant, he's not going to do any legwork. Another highway patrol officer jumps up onto the step deck because he says that I didn't secure both of the moving wheels because they moved separately. I said, "No. The whole unit moves as one unit. It's not individual wheels." No. All right, okay. I already know. So another officer jumps up on top of there, and he goes to move it, and he looks down at the sergeant. He says, "Frank, no, it all moves as one." So now the guy's as nice as Betty Crocker, and he's apologetic because I'm really sorry. Now at this point, excuse me, I'm like super like shocked because here I thought I'm going to jail. First off, second off, I realize how dangerous this job really is. And I'm just like, I could have burned two people alive in that truck. If the guy would have went across the median and turned the semi over, and for whatever apparent reason, they both would have burned to death in that truck. So now it's very surreal for me because I'm like, I could have killed two people, and now the sergeant is really nice. He's like, hey, listen, it was an accident. Don't stress about it. And I'm like, holy cow! It just really hit me how serious this job is. So, anyways, he tells me, he says, you need to calm down, go over to Flagstaff because I was like 20 or 30 miles west of Flagstaff, and he's like, you need to go there and shut down for the night. And he was as nice as Betty Crocker at this point, because he can see that I did my job. And he could see how concerned I was. So anyways, so he shakes my hand, and now so he must have had a body cam or a recording device on him, because he never even checked my license. He never checked that we were running paper logs back then. Now we run ELDs, electronic logging devices. But he never even asked me for my logbooks. When he looked at me, he said, where did you start off at? And I said, over in Ontario, California. He said, now he knows that he's either, one, he has a body cam, or two, he has a recording device. And he starts shaking his head. He says, this is all on duty, right? And I'm like, yes, sir. So he was, like I said, he was as nice as Betty Crocker after he realized that it was no fault of mine. So anyways, and I'll tell you what happened. So I now at this point, I'm like, holy cow. So I start walking back to my truck. Now, FedEx had snitched me out like a schoolyard snitch, teacher, Tommy's picking his nose again, but hey, whatever. Well, as I'm walking away from the patrol car, he tells FedEx, he says, hey, FedEx, he says, come here for a second. And I can hear him because FedEx is right next to me because he thinks I'm going to get arrested or get popped, right? So he tells FedEx, he goes, I'm going to give you a citation for not having the proper insurance paperwork in your binder. So I kind of not giggled out loud, but I did giggle inside. But anyways, I'm the only person that can go from a witness to a suspect in like 5 minutes. So, anyways, what had happened was this unit, when they shred the cars, they ran this drive shaft so hot that there was a stress fracture in it. Well, when I hit all those bumpy roads mile after mile, I mean, for like 100 miles, it's just nothing but just rough roads, and your truck's just shaking and everything else. Well, we had found out because when the owner of the company, Dimitri, he had met me when I got back to Wisconsin, because insurance companies are now going to fight over who's going to pay for this damage of the burnt up truck and the guardrail or whatever, and the highway, but I'm sure it melted the asphalt on the highway, so somebody's paying for that, right? So now insurance companies are going to fight. So anyways, I don't know, I'm like irritated today. So anyways, so he wants to start being proactive and getting his info intact. So he meets me in Wisconsin, and he brings his camera, and we're taking pictures, and he said, what happened? I tell him, and so we bring it to Wisconsin, or to Green Bay, and they look at it, they're like, whoa, we didn't know that was in that kind of bad shape. Well, when we tell him what happened, then he says, well, they run these units so hot that we've seen them where we actually have to, they stress fracture them because they're so hot that they actually get cracked. And he said with all the rumbling and the bouncing and the rough roads, it probably opened up that stress fracture, and the whole tip of the unit literally came detached from the other unit. And when you see the pictures, you'll see what I'm talking about, and the video of the burning truck. So anyways, I was going through these pictures, and I'm like, man, just kind of reminiscing, and I'm like, I'm going to do a video on that, because I'm literally the only person, well, I'm sure there's others in the world, but literally Kurt Sabella is one of the only people that can go from witness to suspect. and like I've said in my previous videos, I'm not a saint. I mean, I have a carry conceal. We have weapons. I don't have a felony. I have some misdemeanors. I could have been arrested for or I was arrested for 3 counts of attempted murder, and so on and so on. I've been tased. I don't wear like a badge of honor, but I'm very transparent. So if anybody's like, "Oh, I looked this dude up, man. He's a liar," whatever. I've had my stent back when I was young and stupid, and now I'm just old and stupid. So, but anyways, I want to go to the videos and the pictures here and do a little slideshow for you guys. And now it's weird because my tablet, when I bring up pictures, for some reason it doesn't cycle into the thing. I had to go I was going through picture after picture after picture, so I was kind of hitting on them and kind of going. So I don't know what order is going to come up, but I don't want to go into all my pictures and have you guys, see something you're not supposed to. So anyways, I'm going to go into my first slide, and I'm going to change the thing here, and I'll explain everything. So anyways, here's... Oh, okay, see there? Okay, that's actually my truck. The truck I'm currently in. We bought that truck from Fresno, California. It was a piece of shit. Yeah, see, that's weird. And that's what, after I primed it, and maybe I had painted it. Yeah, I think I had painted the silver on it already. And obviously you guys have seen my truck, so you know. Oh yeah, and that's my truck now. So, and what the hell's going on? Why am I... That's my daughter and my mom, my beautiful daughter. Well, what used to be my daughter. Now it's my son. What is that? Oh, I think something had hit my windshield when I was driving one night, and it's funny. What is that? No whining. Something, I was in Oregon, and something at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, something hit my windshield, and it wasn't a branch. I think it was an owl, because owls are pretty much flying at night. It's a pretty big blast. It sounded like a shotgun went off in the truck, but like I said, I've been reminiscing, so and here's during the day. I drove like that because I had to try to get the windshield done. This wasn't my truck. This is when I drove for the Russian. Oh, okay, right here. So I hit something with juice on it. I mean, I don't know what it was. And actually, it busted the light up there too. Huh. Anyways, yeah, that was right after it happened. You can see the glass on the dash. I still have that same Atlas too. That's crazy. What the hell? Oh, this is a dude dressed like a woman on one of our trips. Check that out. That's a dude dressed like a woman and supposed to be Muslim. That was on one of our trips down to Indiana, I think. Okay, here it is. Okay, here's the truck that was on fire. Now I'm standing in the meeting. We had already stepped away after it got way out of control. But the guy got out, him and his girlfriend. And this is the unit on the top of the step deck. So this is the rear of the unit. If you could see here, right there is the front of the truck, or the rear of the tractor. So the back wall of the tractor. So this is the back unit of the wall of or this is the back picture of the unit. Now, this was that big circle I was telling you about. Well, wait till you see the front. So the front looks exactly like the rear. So I had 3 straps on it. The thing was only like 5,000 pounds. Well, not only, but it was like 5,000 pounds. And I actually had 4 straps on it. So what they do is they set it in this cradle. You can see right here. So the thing, they put the cradle... They put the cradle on the ground, and then they lower this into the cradle. So it's already secured from moving. Well, the state trooper or the highway patrol officer thought that this one moved separately and the front moved separately, and that's why he said I didn't have it secured properly. So anyway, so that's, and this like I said, looks well, it's supposed to look exactly like the front. Wait till you see the front picture. This whole piece is now gone. Gone. That's what fell off onto the highway. So, but this right here, this bolts to the motor, and then the other side bolts to another motor. So this is the actual drive shaft here. And there's the front unit, and there's the front piece. That is completely gone. Completely gone. Gone. Like, fell off. Gone. Gone. Like, totally, you can see where it just completely broke right off. Completely broke right off. So, you can see this is a 5,500-pound strap here. Oh. And then, so and then there's a 3,300-pound and another 4,000 or 5,500-pound strap. So I actually had probably one on the back, and then I had one here, and then one here, and I had another one here. So I had 4 straps on a 5,000 or an 8,000-pound load. I was secured with 11,000, 18,000 pounds worth of straps. So I was way over secured, but they thought that this unit wasn't strapped down until they saw the strap laying here, I guess. And that's why he said I didn't secure it properly. So anyways, here is the video of the incident. Wait for it to download. Okay, just hit play.
You guys, whose car is this? Let's back it up. Hey, driver?
Yeah.
What did you hit?
It was, I don't know about that, big around.
I know it was huge.
Like
I didn't even see it. You were passing me.
Was it like a rim?
No, it looked like to me like a set of duals or
I don't know. I was the first one to hit it, man. I went over. I thought
hit it too?
Yeah, I was the first one to hit it. I thought I had a steer brake.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's what I thought. And then as soon as I got out of the truck, I saw my whole battery box ripped off. And then all of a sudden I saw you hit something and you went over. I'm like, oh my God.
It was the same thing.
I'm like, I called 911 right away, man. You said you didn't, and then he was right here. Thank God.
I was like, oh my God, please.
Man, I'm so glad you got out, man.
Yeah.
Holy cow, man.
All that crap from the other side.
I mean, I know it's amazing you guys got, man, you had great reaction, but you had just missed that semi that went by there, man. I was like, holy cow. No, I'm talking about he was going westbound. When he came over to the median right there, a truck had just passed there, man. I was like, oh my God.
What's that?
Man, I'm so glad that you got out of there, man. Did you have another person with you?
I had gotten at least the wallet out. My wife.
Oh my God, is she hurt?
No, she's not. Oh, that's the girl right there.
Man, thank God you guys got out, man. Thank God. Wow, that is just amazing. Wow. Oh my God. Thank God, man.
What the heck do they even put those freaking fire extinguishers?
They don't. Really? I mean,
if I had a bigger one, it would have been.
Yeah. I mean, man, you had. I'll tell you one thing, man. You had instant great. So, the guy says it looked like there was a set of dualies on the road. So that was, and I don't mean to laugh. Thank God nobody got hurt or killed. But like I said, now this guy, this is oncoming traffic. So he came over the median this way. So we were traveling in the other lane and we were going that way. We were going eastbound and this traffic is facing westbound. So that just, oh, that's my wife's ass. So I thought we had more pictures here. So it's so that's where, see, that's why I didn't want to open up the whole tablet thing. Sorry guys. But actually I have a couple other funny stories. Yeah, I got a couple other funny stories. So anyways, so you can hear the one guy say, it looked like a set of dualies, and that was because the thing was round and it was huge. anyways, I'm so glad that nobody got hurt in that accident. And I mean, I'm sure that they were traumatized after that, because people don't realize how dangerous, like seriously dangerous, semi-driving is. It is, at times it can be literally terrifying. I mean, there are times that, I'm not going to lie to you, I mean, especially in bad weather, snow and going up and down, or not going up mountains, but going down mountains, that just is terrifying. And you have to have a big set of balls to, and women as well, you got to have a big set of balls to do this job. And also you have to be very, very, very comfortable with yourself, because if you look at the at our living conditions, I mean, it's like living in a cubicle. So if you're out for a month or 2 months or even a week, imagine living in a cubicle for a week. And trust me, we don't, all the recruiting manuals are, they show these semis going around the mountains and sunsets and sunrises, and these there's no traffic on the road. It's just this one lone semi going off into the distance. It's all of course, they're recruiting brochures. So and I love it. I mean, but I'm sick though. I'm a sick person. So, but you have to be very, very comfortable with yourself. You have to be clean. Well, you don't have to be clean, because there are a fair share of filthy ass drivers out here. But you have to be clean. I mean, in my mind, you have to keep you're already in a tight space as it is. I mean, you guys can see. I mean, I don't live like a pig. I mean, I have rugs, and I mean, it's just the way you really should live out here. But anyways, semi-driving, you have to be a certain individual to do what we do, and not like, oh, pat yourself on the back, like, oh, Kurt, you're so great. No, it's just the reality of things. It's a very, very difficult job. So anyways, let's get back to the slideshow. So this is a picture, and I actually had this on my Facebook. Kurt Sabella is my Facebook page, obviously. I think I got quite a few friends on Facebook, quite a few. But anyway, so I'm over in New York. I just backed into this slot, and this guy, he wasn't sitting in the in the pilot seat. There was nobody sitting in there. I just backed in, and I was doing some paperwork, and I see the truck shaking. So he was obviously in his bunk, and he was going from the back to the front. Now this guy, as you can see, well, you can't really, actually you can tell there. Look at them boobies on that guy. Literally ass naked. Ass naked. So I'm trying to take a picture of this guy, but I'm trying to hold the phone kind of like this, I got it over on the side, and I'm trying to get a picture, but I can see that he's kind of looking like he knows I'm up to something, but he can't tell. So I kind of got my eye like this, and I got my phone, and as soon as I kind of thought he wasn't looking, I snapped the picture. Well, then I snapped another one after this. That's pretty crazy. So you can see, like, this guy literally is like got no shame, and literally ass naked. Ass naked. Ass naked. Like, he's literally sitting in his recliner at home. Like nobody's business. Like he don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? And who is the company? Southern should be on their that should be on their brochure for recruiters. I should actually send that over to him and be like, I'm gonna post this shit everywhere unless you pay me some money. So, but yeah, pretty crazy stuff. So anyways, yeah, Mr. Ass Naked. That was me and my unit. Right there. That's my buddy Vic Farmer, Chad Patrick, I forgot his name, Netherly, Ronnie Swank, Adam Chiazzo, Scott Parita, Joey Narajo, and that's me. Believe it or not, that's me. Holy shit. Who would have thought, right? Here we are again. Yeah, that was just a regular E2 private, a nobody private. Look at them spit shine boots. Holy shit. Look at them things. Whew. Actually, those are my mom. I cheated. My mom bought me these Core Fran boots. That's my wife and I, Sarah. I love you. We were obviously bank robber and cop. Oh, that's when I opened up my thumb. I ran my finger through a table saw, believe it or not, when I was doing a flooring job. This is an interesting story. I was on I-80 in Wells, Nevada. I just did a restart. It was early Monday morning, about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm in Wells, Nevada at the Petro. I just started out. I start getting on the on-ramp, and I'm climbing gears, and I see this Kenworth, this 660, sitting. I'm going eastbound. Yeah, I'm going eastbound. And if you don't know where Wells, Nevada is, check it out on the United States map. Anyways, I'm just climbing on the interstate, and I'm start climbing gears, and I'm looking, and I'm like, and I can see these headlights, and I'm like, what is so odd about these headlights? And I'm like, they're odd because they're not moving, but I'm like, why are they not like this? They're like this. I'm like, oh shit. And the truck obviously wasn't moving because it's turned over on its side. So I immediately pull over, and I had my daughter, well, my daughter then, I had her friend, I was training her to get her CDL, Megan. Big, huge piece of garbage, huge communist. I ended up kicking her out of the truck. Anyways, she was still in the bunk sleeping because it's like I said, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Who wants to be up at that time if you don't have to? So anyways, I yelled at her. I'm like, Megan, I might need your help on this. So she hurry up and gets out of bunk and calls 911. And I run over, and I can hear like rustling in the truck. So I take my flashlight, I'm looking through the windshield, and I see a guy moving around in there. So I know I'm yelling to him. So I climb up on top of the truck. And I told him, I said, watch your face, because his passenger window was rolled up. So I busted the window, and I'm trying to pull him out because I don't want to break the windshield. I mean, I don't know, probably would have been easier. But anyways, you know how, well, if you have like a armrest on your seats, well, a lot of semis have armrests. So I couldn't pull him out. And so I told him, I said, move the armrest out and then use it to step up, and then use the other one to step up, and I'll pull you out. So I ended up pulling him out. So that is, oh yeah, okay. This was another guy that stopped over to help us. That was the rear of the trailer. Now he's sitting in the traffic, so we had to deter traffic. Oh, and that's my bathroom toilet buddy. I have a patent that I'm working on. So anyways, is the slideshow. I won't open up the pictures. I don't want you guys to see my wife's ass. Again, nice ass though. But anyways, so yeah, so you know, there's a lot of things out here that can go south very, very, very fast. But like I said, I was just reminiscing, and I figured I'd share with you guys because, you know, I'm proud of what I do, obviously, and I just wanted to share. So anyways, I'll stop gabbing. I hope you guys found the slideshow entertaining. Oh, here's another thing. So I had never been cited for the Arizona tobacco, is that what they call it? With the thing breaking on the road. Never got cited. About 2 years ago, I get a notice in the mail that they're going to revoke my license, my CDL. And I'm like, what? Why? That's crooked. Arizona contacted Wisconsin. They were going to revoke my CDL. And I'm like, why? So I call Arizona, true story, it's a truth. And I'm telling Sarah, I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Are you kidding me? I'm like, what's going on here? So I finally get a hold of somebody in Arizona, and she says I was cited, not at the scene, but months later, I was cited for dropping a load on the interstate. Dropping a load on the interstate. It was $200 and some citation. And I had to pay it because obviously I'm not going to fly to Arizona and go to, well, it's already been, I'd never had a court date because I had moved after that. But she's like, oh yeah, we sent it to this. So I'm like, why didn't I get cited there? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The system is so corrupt. It's so blatantly corrupt. So if you, that's kind of like pulling over a person for speeding and then sending them a ticket for a DUI. That's how absurd that citation was. So not only, and it wasn't a moving violation. It wasn't on my regular moving. It didn't affect my insurance or anything like that. But the fact is, you guys didn't cite me then. You wait months later and then cite me because I'm out of state, and now you guys can cite me, and you know I'm not going to fight it. That's the problem with these states, is I believe they truly do care about safety, but it's all about the monetary. It truly is. But I had to pay it. Or I wasn't, and I was home. I don't know if that's thank goodness. Well, no, actually it was because I received the mail. So it's a corrupt system at the end of the day. I know I'm going to get that tooth fixed eventually. I hate that tooth. It looks disgusting. Anyways, so it just really sticks in my throat that the system is that corrupt. I mean, you couldn't, if like I said, it's equivalent to pulling over a speeder and then a couple months later sending them a speeding ticket or sending them a DUI and say, well, we know we didn't really cite you then, but then we figured we really need to kind of meet our quota, so we're going to cite you for speeding, even though I didn't cite you at the time. That's how fucking insane it is. It's horrible, and they're always in the truckers' pockets, man. They're always in our pockets. In your pocket, in my pocket, whether you're a truck driver or you're a garbage person or a nurse or a cop, whatever, or maybe not a cop, but whatever the case is, they're always in our pockets to pay for whatever they need us to pay for. So, anyways, I don't want to end it on a negative note. I still have my CDL, thank goodness. It didn't affect my insurance at all, so thank goodness. And I had to pay it. So, but it just shows you how ludicrous things are at times. But anyways, I'm not going to end it on a negative note. Life is great. I'm happy to be alive. And, I hope this video finds you well. I hope you found it entertaining at the end of the day. But I literally am the only person, well, not the only, but I'm one of very few people that can go from witness to suspect in 5 minutes. So anyways, please like and subscribe to the channel. Ciao.